Well, Jeremy, let's welcome everybody to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast.
I'm Brad.
I'm Jeremy.
And this is the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast. Let's go.
Let's do it. There's two average-ish guys going out there and trying to get it done.
Welcome to the Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast. This high-energy show is all about the intersection of bro culture and the world of running. Join us as we bring our bro vibes to the pavement, discussing training tips, race recaps, and everything in between. We'll dive into the challenges and triumphs of being bros on the run, share hilarious stories, and interview inspiring runners who embody the bro spirit. Get ready to lace up your shoes and join the Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast for an epic journey through the miles. Let's bro it out on the roads and the trails.
So good. So good.
This is the comeback. This is where it starts. Starts right now.
What are you wearing? Are you going clubbing after this? What are you doing, dude? Is there anything on the back? Is there like flames on the back? Where did you even get that?
Oh, dude, I just got this from Amazon. It's like,
why?
I don't know. My kids are. Guys, why wouldn't I dress up for the occasion, Jeremy?
Am I supposed to dress up? Do I need to get like a tuxedo?
No, you already look like a fool.
Look, I like the
tie dye that yourself.
Can we talk?
So, because this is a podcast, not a. Some people are watching on video. Of our hundreds of 6 subscribers, I think.
Most of them are my family.
my kids were super confused. One, they said, "Dad, take that off immediately. Don't wear that anywhere. We don't even want you wearing it around the house." And then Stephanie couldn't figure out if they're pajamas or this is like nightclub wear.
I think it's nightclub wear.
It's like it's got like a Gucci vibe.
Gucci?
Jeremy.
Don't shake your head at me like that.
Jeremy.
Disappointment. Bradford.
I continue to feel like this is the limitless talk that we were having earlier today.
Brad,
like,
I think you were high.
I am just truly on another level.
You were right.
The only analogy
cocaine
yeah.
to get you through 3 years.
There was no cocaine.
You say
I'm just on another level.
Did you record our conversation? Because if you would put it up, I guarantee 900% of the people who would listen would think you were on cocaine. You
don't even know how percentages work. It can only be 100% or less. 100% is everybody.
Hey, speaking of, that's something for me to add to my grievances when we start talking about them, but that's for a later discussion.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the podcast kicked off.
All right, Bradford.
You have your notes in front of you.
I've got a script.
I can see the reflection. I can see the reflection in your glasses.
I've got a script. Well, look, now you can't.
So let's start the day with a little history of how we know each other.
All right.
Do you remember what year we met?
1999.
1999.
1999. And the year I graduated from high school and went on to the Winthrop University as a freshman.
Roommates.
You were my first roommate. I wasn't your first.
Roommates, teammates.
Yeah. It was weird, man. Like I didn't know what I was getting into, especially with you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. Essentially, from day one, we'd walk in. We had an on-campus apartment. Jeremy would be sitting about 2 feet from the TV, watching the cooking channel, squinting. Then he'd screech back, look over his shoulder, and when he'd see it us, immediately change the channel.
That was so weird. Oh, dude, I didn't know what I was doing. Well, look, so like getting to Winthrop was weird. Okay, so I was a decent high school runner. Didn't plan on going to college, honestly. And then, like, honestly, 2 days before classes started, Winthrop was like, "Hey, you want to come to school for us? We've got your full transcript now." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm going." So I get down there the day before classes start, and I meet you. And I didn't know anybody on the team. I left
So
everything I knew.
had you had no communication with Ben Paxton, our coach?
I had minimal communication with Ben Paxton. He coached my high school coach.
Gotcha.
So I kind of that's how I got into that situation. Didn't know him, and you were my roommate, and I was lucky enough lucky for me that your roommate left you, so I could slot
That's
in.
right. That's
right. Yeah.
Maybe the only freshman that had an on-campus apartment.
I think I was. I was quite lucky. Except for I had you as a roommate, so that wasn't lucky at all. So for all the things that I did weird, you did things bad. So you would chase me around completely butt-ass naked with a butcher knife. Come at me. Like, you kept coming at me.
Or track spikes.
Track spikes. Brand new track spikes. Right there, razor sharp. Smashing me in the back. Right in the back and then running away. Fucking hell. It was learning for me to interact with people who I didn't know, and that was hard. So the cooking channel, that was my best friend.
Weird. I'll never forget, I was just telling the story to my family of when we went to it was like an Applebee's or TGI Fridays.
Maybe it was TGI Fridays.
I think it was a TGI Fridays. And you were just in awe. You look around and you said, "This reminds me so much of a place that I go to back home." Were you from Virginia Beach or?
No, Virginia Beach.
This little place in Virginia Beach that we always go to. It's called Bennigan's.
Yep, Bennigan's. Look, so my family was very working class. We did not go out to eat. We would go out to eat, like legitimately go out to eat probably twice a year. And that was one of the places we went. And I didn't know any different. We never went on vacation. We didn't do any of that stuff. I just kind of lived my life through that. That was my whole experience.
Virginia Beach and the world's only Bennigan's.
There was only one in Virginia Beach. I don't think it's there any longer. It's been a minute.
So Jeremy and I started our relationship as teammates and roommates in 1999 after a year of living and running together, carpooling, because I didn't have a car. You had Jank.
I did have Jank. Was that
with one working door?
So that was the Oldsmobile. Yeah, I had one working door. The other door was tied shut with a rope. I had to get in and out through the passenger door. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
And then we re-roomed together in the house.
That house. Whew. That house.
Yep.
Stories in that house.
So that was my fifth
car. You kind of had a car. You had Steph's car.
No, my fifth year I had a car.
Well, you had Steph's car occasionally. What did she drive? A Mercury?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Topaz.
It was a 5-speed. Yeah, that's it. It was a 5-speed, and you used to pop the
giant
clutch.
light bar across the front.
Yeah. We used to ride around campus, popping the clutch, listening to back that ass up.
Rugby. She called it rugby. You had Jank and she had rugby.
Two wonderful cars, man.
So that was my fifth year in college while I was I don't know what I was. A student coach, a student assistant.
Student assistant. I did that my fifth year too.
So let's when did you start running?
So I started officially running my sophomore year in high school for outdoor track. That's kind of where I picked up, and then I ran cross country, indoor and outdoor my junior and senior year. That's where I started. I wasn't very good to start. I wouldn't say I ever got really good. I just got good enough. What about you?
I started in middle school and ran AAU, NAU, nationals, regional meets.
Yeah.
Traveled around and then in high school, thought that I couldn't make the team. We had a pretty strong team at my high school, and then walked or asked to join the team with when they had their conference championship. So
Huh.
missed the entire first season, but started with conference championship, ran JV there. I think I finished like 40th in my first JV meet. Then my next JV meet was districts, and I finished second for
Is it that cross
for
country?
yeah.
Okay.
And then they moved me to varsity. So ran the rest of the championship season on varsity, and then told my mom, I think when I was track of my freshman year, that I'd get a scholarship to the Carolinas to run. And then lo and behold, Jeremy and Brad meet up in the Carolinas.
And the Carolinas, the
Yep.
South, the worst Carolina.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
They
know
might
either.
be equally bad.
I liked where we were.
Yeah, it was great.
Right outside of Charlotte.
So great running. I had, honestly, a great running experience in college. So for the most part, never performed well, but
Nope.
lot of good friends, a couple of conference championships.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I had fun running. I don't think I ever really, like you said, I never really ran well. But I did make, obviously, I have you still as a friend and a number of other teammates and other people who are still friends. I didn't know what I was doing when I went to college as far as a career. You know, people go there to learn, and I didn't. I went there to, I had no idea. And then Brad, you corrupted me.
Correct.
The first 2
fair.
months. The first 2 months, did I drink anything?
I don't know. I just remember the cooking channel.
Yeah, well, I didn't drink at all the first like 2 or 3 months I was there. I was like, nope, my family are alcoholics. I'm not going to do it. And then you took me to a party.
A softball party.
That wasn't the first one I went to. What was his? Eli. Remember Eli?
Oh, yeah.
He got me drunk for the first time ever. I had 3 beers and I was like 3 sheets to the wind. So that was the first time.
Congratulations, Jeremy.
Yeah.
What a college experience.
That was it right there.
So we wrap up college. Do you run after college? Like what did you stay active in any of the running communities?
I did. So after I left college, I didn't have a plan. I became a valet, which gave me a lot of freedom and flexibility in my schedule. And I kept on running. Not anything crazy, just 5Ks, 10Ks. I did a couple half marathons. And then I ended up running for a running shop or working for a running shop, running etc. In Norfolk and Virginia Beach around where I live. I did that for 3 years and decided that retail just wasn't for me and moved on. And now I'm a teacher and a coach.
What do you coach?
So, track. I'm the head running coach of my track and field program.
Whoa.
I know. It doesn't say a whole lot, truly. Because I'm not the head coach. But
what a privilege and an honor.
It is. I like my kids a lot.
Well, I meant for everybody on this listening to this podcast.
What are you even talking about?
A privilege and an honor to have you on our podcast.
Oh, as a coach?
What an
sure. Yes, you should be. You are privileged and honored to have and listen to me on this podcast for sure.
And so, breaks in running, like what's
your? Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think our stories match up pretty well, Brad. I think we get ourselves really fit for a very short period of time, and then we just let go.
Let it go.
And our waistlines follow us. I don't know of 2 other people who can have an 80-pound swing in 2 years like we can.
You've seen it.
I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've felt it. I'm living it.
I've done it multiple times.
Yeah, both of us have.
Yeah.
What about you, Brad? Since graduating from the college, what have your running adventures been?
My running adventures. So 5th year of school, when I was like a student assistant coach, never essentially quit running, and then moved to Cleveland post not even graduation.
No
Well,
graduation.
and so moved to Cleveland and never ran. Got into, like whatever drinking sports there was, from like a flag football to softball leagues with Steph, and then I think it was 4 years later, moved back to Charlotte and reconnected with one of our old teammates, Ashley Ackerman, who got me into cycling, and pursued cycling for a number of years. It went from 205 down to sub college
Yeah,
running weight. I went down to under 150.
yeah, you were really lean then.
Yep. All I did was cycle, injure myself, bike wrecks after bike wrecks and races. There was some level of camaraderie there. It was fun hanging out with Ashley and doing rides and being a part of that community. And then with Kira coming around and Stephanie getting me out of the hospital with dislocated shoulders, I said enough was enough, and decided to move on. And that moving on was just never running, never cycling, never doing anything active. So went again from sub 150, ballooned back up to 200 plus, to, I guess it would have been like 4 years ago you and I started running again. 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
you were the impetus for that, for
It
sure.
might have been 5 years ago, with some goals of qualifying for Boston's. We had some marathons on the books. I had done the
Yep,
Cleveland Marathon. You and I did Richmond Marathon,
I loved it.
where I just missed qualifying. And then I did Grandma's just over 2 years ago. When I finished Grandma's, I qualified for Boston, signed up, paid my money for Boston, got everything in the mail, and never ran a day. Once I
Nope,
signed up for the marathon, that was it.
that's what we
So,
do. Brad, do you know how many races I've signed up for in the past like 2 years that I have not done? That 100
Philadelphia,
miler, that Philly, the 100 miler.
Burning River
It,
100.
it hasn't happened yet. I guess I could still technically do it. Not going to do it though. It's just been time after time. You get a hair up your ass, and you decide you want to do it, and then you realize it's work. And sometimes I just don't feel like doing it.
All right. Well, that's good. That's my entire running experience, culminating to I guess it was the intro of the last podcast.
Yeah, January. If you don't.
Well, I know I said January 6th. It was actually July 6th, but you win some, you lose some in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, taking it back. I wish it was January right now.
Seriously. So you and I have talked, obviously, but the last week of training, what's it looked like for you and how's it going?
So you browbeat me pretty heavily about my increase in mileage. You're like, oh, well, an average normal person who has any kind of intellect would do it at 3 weeks and then come down a week. So I did 4 weeks of build, and this is my down week. I ended up last week, the week I ended up with like 21 miles, but for the 7 day span there, it was 27. Right now, I am sitting at 11, and I'll probably get to 17 for the week. Or no, I'm sitting at 6, and I'll get to about 17 for this week. So a little down pace. My pacing has been a lot better. Really easy the past couple runs, except for that's a lie. I just lied. That's a lie. I just lied. That's a lie. I just lied. Monday, I blew the doors off.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I ran a whole mile hard, 7:18.
Wow. What a stud.
And then you said, why did I do that? And truth be told, I just wanted to knock some of the carbon off. Sometimes you just need to, it's a mental refresh, right? Sometimes you just need to do it to get yourself mentally right. And I was like, can I just go and run hard for a second without and actually purposely run hard and not everything feel hard. So that's what I did.
Good for you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks.
Good for you. My last week has been, well, until today. It was epic until today. Today was a colossal fucking letdown.
But why?
Literally in every way possible. So I golfed this morning, which may have contributed to this. Came home, had 20 Totino's pizza rolls, which wasn't the best lunch, and it's surely not like a good pre-run lunch. And
No.
then, all right, just finished easily the worst run that I've had. Felt like, holy smokes, felt like a food bonk. I don't know how you get a food bonk running 10-minute miles for 30 minutes. I mean, it was as bad gets here. Anyways, that's not even the point of the story. I've been doing amazing here for 3 weeks, 2 weeks easily of losing weight. Haven't been drinking any, like, I've got a real ginger ale fetish. Haven't had any ginger ales, empty calories, yada, yada, yada. Been, other than my coffee in the morning with the creamer, been eating relatively clean. And, you know, they say don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. A food bonk in post-run has got to be worse. I have turned, this is as bad as it gets. I got 2 of these just for the drive home. Classic, original goldfish. Easily, don't argue me, it's the best flavor that they make. I got bagels because I'm craving carbohydrates. I got like all the supplies for dinner tonight. I got movie theater Orville Redenbacher popcorn, which if you're gonna buy popcorn, that's the worst kind, yet the best. And then I was like, man, when I get home, I'd love a cookie tonight. And I mean, let me grab it here. Easily, that's the best cookie you could possibly buy. That's a 12. It's a one pound, 28 ounces of cookie cake with an icing ring. You're supposed to write, you know, like happy birthday or graduation or good job running 3 miles today in food bunking. And I broke down and bought a 6-pack of these fucking 17-ounce ginger ales. I'll pound at least one of them on the way home. So that's it. So then ended up getting the dinner and everything else. I mean, it was an absolute nightmare today.
Well, look, I got guilted into going to the store to buy my wife ice cream and my son ice cream. And obviously, if I'm getting them something, I have to get myself something. So you told me about cookies earlier today. I got myself a cookie. Just one, though. Just one cookie. I enjoyed it. It was delicious.
Well, I only got one cookie too. Cookie cake with an icing ring. You're supposed to write, you know, like happy birthday or graduation or good job running 3 miles today. And
yeah, but mine wasn't the size of my head. It was an average.
No, that thing's bigger than my head. It's 1 pound.
Oh, Brad, I would say that your head is gigantic. If people were to listen to you talk about yourself, I think that people would think that your head is as big as the room.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
Well, so
you have a very high opinion of yourself, which isn't a bad thing. It's just you have a big head.
That's not untrue. So,
like this, I'm surprised you can find hats to fit it.
I do have a hard time with hats. So moving forward, you know, we've talked a little bit about recap of our week of running. How are you going to train now from now until our 5K, 10K, half marathon? Are you going to are you doing a plan? What are you doing?
I thought we weren't talking about running plans, Brad, but yes, I'm going to have a plan. For the 5K, I don't think I'm going to do anything necessarily structured. I think I'm going to run most days, maybe occasionally once or twice a week, do some kind of something speed. It could be going out and doing a tempo run. It could be just throwing in some strides at the end. I don't know what I'm doing with that. But once for the 10K, I'm going to figure something out. I don't have it set aside. Anything above that, I'm obviously going to have some kind of plan I'm going to try to stick to. I just don't know yet.
Do McMillan running? What are you going to do?
I have a couple of McMillan running ones that I've already purchased from the past. I don't know. It works, but I might try to splice it together with some other stuff that has worked for me in the past and see what if I get a Frankenstein plan of my own together. I don't know, something like that.
So nothing through the 5K.
Nothing through the 5K. The 5K is a 5K. Like, I'm not training for the 5K. It's just our first like benchmark, right? So that way I can see where we are. I don't have super high expectations of the 5K. I mean, I told you I only wanted to break 23 minutes. I'm content with that.
So you're
I
not
don't
going
think
to
I have to
race
do any
me?
speed work. I don't think I have to do any speed work to get to 23 minutes. Well, shit, yeah, I'm going to race you, Brad. I'm going to sit on you and then out kick you.
I doubt that's going to happen, but
I'm going to find some shoes that fit my feet and I'm going to take off on you. I might just go out and take the lead. Who knows?
good. Throw in a wild card.
What are you going to do? Do you have a plan in place for the 5K?
No. I won't put together anything super structured for the all the way until, well, I probably won't ever have anything structured again.
Why is that?
I don't like the rigidness of having a structured program. You know, we ran 4 years in college, ran in high school. I don't like having a calendar in front of me that just feels like, well, it's an absolute disappointment if I miss a workout or I don't feel good on a day. And you know, like you I know what every week is going to look like, from you know, like a basic workout to a long run and a medium long run during the middle of the week. Like, that's pretty much every single training plan that I've ever been involved with, from Macmillan running to our college running days to working with Brad Hudson for
Way to
an
throw
entire
that name
cycle.
out there.
Well, listen, I mean,
Why did you work with Brad? Why don't you tell everybody what you told me and why you worked with Brad Hudson?
yeah, I mean, it's amazing when you. I'm not even sure how it gets out. I mean, in fairness, Akron's pretty populated with good runners. So when I'm blowing past like the Division III national champion and one of the best runners in NCAA history who lives around here, when I blow past him or I run past Clayton Murphy and you can just see him be like, damn, dude, that guy is fast. I'm assuming they tell people and say, hey, like, word on the street, this Brad dude is pretty good. So
Yeah.
pick up the phone call one day. It says Brad Hudson. I go, wow, damn, he's a famous coach. He coached Dathan Ritzenheim for some period of time. Pick up the phone. Hey, Brad, it's Brad. Said, whoa, Briggity Bro Bob, what's up, Brad? He said, he's like, man, you know, I've been hearing the word on the towpath. It's where I run here in Akron. Word on the towpath is you're just tearing it up. I feel like you're knocking on the door of Olympic prowess. And at, I guess I was 40 at the time, 41. You're knocking on the Olympic door. I'd like to work together. I think I could really bring something. I helped Dathan Ritzenheim get to the Olympics. I think you're next. I've never coached an Olympic medalist. And I said, let's give it a shot. Like, I'm planning on not being coached, but let's see what it looks like. Let's see how we can work together. What's this look like? And it was great. So, but I mean, I'm a man of free will. I've got to run. I'm a stallion. You got to let me free. Like, no pen is going to hold me.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that is where Brad gets the big head. Did you not see it grow at least 4 inches when he was telling that story? It's so full of shit.
Or I called Brad and asked him to coach me.
That's the one. That's the actual story. It's not quite as cinematic for sure, but there it is. I have not ever had, I mean, my coaching in college and high school were professional coaches, but I've never had a professional coach. Not like you.
Well,
Did
not
it work?
everybody.
Did it benefit you?
You know, he taught me some really, really good running lessons. You know, like he, like a lot of really good coaches right now, runs off of a 10-day period. He said, you know, 7 days is just completely arbitrary. You don't have to have a long run every 7 days. In fact, 10 days actually works better, that you can put more quality into the long run. So I think that's something that that I've made a hybrid of, that 1 week is an easy long run. The next week is is like 90% of your goal pace for a marathon. Making anywhere from 75 to 90% of your goal pace. So I've put a bit of a hybrid on that. He gave me
So
some
when you
really
say hybrid, does that mean you're still doing the 7 days, or are you doing the 10-day rotation, but
well.
you're
It's
just
always easier to
modifying?
run everything off of 7 days.
It is
So
just because you have the days off.
so it's just there. So I like that. I don't want to be squeezing a long run in on a Tuesday that I'm traveling or with work. What the kids have doing, it's easier to do a long run on the weekends.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, your races are on the weekends, and I don't know if there's any like truth to it, but getting your body prepared to run hard on the same day almost every week, like maybe physiologically it works. I don't know.
I doubt it, but
I don't know, Brad. I'm not a scientist. I'm just putting it out there.
well, you're a high school coach.
That doesn't mean I'm a scientist. And our meets are always like variant. Like they vary every week. We might not even have a meet. We don't do a whole lot of meets anyway, but they're never on the same days. I coach for a very small private organization, so we don't go out there very often to a lot of big meets.
Is what it is.
It is what it is. I enjoy it.
That's great.
I have learned a lot. I've learned a lot from coaching.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah,
think so.
I learned a lot from Brad. I think I learned a lot from running in college. I've done Macmillan training before. I mean, I feel like I mean, most days you just got to let me run. Like I can't be tethered to a schedule.
Like you said, you're a stallion,
I'm a Mustang.
a Mustang.
A Mustang.
And yeah, when I do the same stuff that you're talking about, Brad, all I ever hear is shit from you.
Well, I think for the majority of people, having a schedule in front of you that somebody impartial looking at you can put together is a real benefit. It's super easy to overtrain versus I think most every good schedule that somebody puts together for somebody, most athletes would look at it and say that like I can do more than that. And I think that ultimately is kind of the goal of every single training plan is that you should look at it and say, well, this isn't going to be hard enough to get me where I want to go. So, but it's inevitably always ends up being enough.
Yeah. They always say make your hard days hard and your easy days easy, right? So like allow your body to recover so you can work hard. I don't know.
I don't know what you're doing.
I
legit
don't
don't know what you're doing.
I'm just putting it out there. The things that I hear on the ether webs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Jeremy, you got anything else to add today?
Let's see.
Oh boy, here comes this notes.
I gotta look at my list. No, I don't have necessarily anything else. I'm just happy that we got to do this again. I enjoy talking to you about our training, and it keeps us again on our toes and lets people see what we're doing behind the scenes. Although you claim to be some kind of like Billy Badass, we are just two average-ish guys going out there and trying to get it done. So, maybe somebody will take something from us.
Well, for what it's worth, I've read a couple of these to you, but I've been on a chat GBT just tear
Yes.
here. And man, they've put out some rich intros for the Briggity Bro Bob running podcast.
Look, what I think we need to do is I think you need to read it, and I think we truly need to put like in the comments, tell us A, B, or C, or A or B, which you prefer, and then that will just make it. Let our listeners decide.
All
and
six.
Then we'll just, yeah, I think it was 7. Let them decide.
Your mom's gonna come in and say like this one is better.
Why not? Or are you going to be?
We are a third of the total listeners. Like we have as much weight as everybody else.
I've listened to it way more than 3 times. I know that for sure. Fine. Okay. Read one of them so we kind of see where we are. Yeah, where we are.
Well, I don't want Chat GBT to be the end all be all for who we are.
It's not. we said, we
It's
talked
going to end
earlier.
up defining us. We read this out, we put it into the ether. This may define who we are forever, in
No,
perpetuity.
we talked about this. We're going to, like, I want a Frankenstein thing. We'll Frankenstein it, right? We'll Frankenstein it, but put it out there. You brought it up. You brought up the
All right,
chat.
what I put in here is Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast. ChatGPT. That's it. ChatGPT responds to. So the first one I put in here, Briggity Bro Bobs podcast intro. Welcome, folks, to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast. Get ready for a wild ride of laughter, insight, and all things bro-tastic. I'm your host, and with me are my bros, Bob and Bob. We're here to bring you the latest on bro culture, share hilarious stories, and dive into all things bro-related. So buckle up, bros, because it's about to get epic. Let's dive into the world of bros with the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast.
Wait, which are you? Are you Bob or are you Bob?
Well, it says, I'm your host, and with me are my bros, Bob and Bob.
Yeah, like, I don't know which Bob I am. I don't know. So then I tried to refine it because it was obviously missing the gist of who Jeremy and Brad are. Yeah.
So Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast. Chat GBT. Welcome, runners and fitness enthusiasts, to the Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast. Lace up your shoes and get ready to hit the pavement with us. I'm your host, and alongside my fellow bros, Bob and Bob, we're here to bring you the ultimate running experience. Join us as we share our training tips, discuss the latest gear, interview inspiring athletes, and explore the joy and challenges of pounding the pavement. So bros and broettes, let's tie our laces tight and embark on an exhilarating journey with the Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast.
I love that one. I just love the broettes.
Insensitive bastard.
Well, look.
Well,
I like
listen.
it. We'll cobble together that. And I think that you have a much more melodious voice than I do. So perhaps you should be, or get your daughter. She can sing it. She could come up with an original song.
I'm a bit concerned. We put that into the intro with the enthusiasm that I put into that, and this may become a full-time career. And then what happens to the Briggity Bro Bobs? I'm out every week doing intros for podcasts.
See, I thought you meant that our podcast would become your career, not that all of a sudden you would become an announcer.
Every podcast think of the thousands of podcasts.
They're
going to be clamoring for me.
Probably.
Brad, come and do our podcast intro.
But you're going to have to say no to them. Sometimes you just have to say no.
Oh.
We have us, the Briggity Bro Bobs.
Well, I'm the only one that dressed up.
You didn't fucking tell me I had to dress up. Look, I have a Google Doc right here that you hate, but I don't care. I like this shirt.
I can tell. It looks like you've worn it every day for the last 15 years.
I wear it often, yes.
Yes.
This is one of my this was one of my first extra large shirts. So, it's gotten a lot of rotation in.
So this is what we're scratching at is now it's an extra large shirt. Like that, call that what it is. That's the deciding factor to wear that. It fits.
This is one of the first. Yes, this is one of the first.
Wow.
And I like it. I don't wear it just because it's extra large. I wear it because I, unlike you, don't care what people think about me, and I wear what I like.
Okay. 66 days until our 5K.
I gotta get some speed work in. I gotta figure out race shoes. I gotta find an outfit. Should we wear the same outfit? I think we need to.
I'm going to warm up in this.
Well, send me the link to that guy, and I'll get it.
Amazon.
That's not the link. Amazon's got millions of products on there.
I know, but I mean, this thing.
Amazon. Okay. Shit. That's a nice microphone you've got there. Where did you get it?
Amazon. No, the outfit is straight from Amazon. The kids have been telling me I look like DJ Khaled.
Well, I don't know if I'd go around bragging about that, Bradford.
Now that you say it, I'm insulted. So 5K loser, whoever loses pays for dinner.
What the fuck? That's not fair, Brad. I'm gonna lose.
Pizza for dinner.
We can find some good pizza. That's fine. I was planning on buying dinner anyway. That's fine. I mean, you're coming down here. Speaking of, are you flying or are you driving?
I'll be flying.
We'll do it again.
Are we
next
gonna
week,
run in singlets like with Briggity Bro Bobs pasted on it?
I think we need to. I think we need to get good singlets because you told me that the singlet that I was wearing when I sent you my video looked like it was made of cotton. Which
It did.
Not,
It did.
But it's not.
It sure looks like it.
What? I don't. That's
So
way
maybe
more.
it's this.
I don't need to know that. Is she gonna be our first guest?
She
we need
could
to bring
be.
guests on. Yeah, I think we need to bring her on.
We said exciting guest. An interview inspiring runners who embody the bro spirit.
Is she exciting?
She could be.
I mean, I need you to amp her up.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you know what? Stephanie had me look this up. Listen to this really quick. What is bro culture, ChatGPT?
Yeah?
Because we have bro in our name and it keeps coming up bro culture. And Stephanie's like, I'm not sure that you would want to promote being bro culture.
Yeah, but you also just call a close friend a bro. Like, you're my brother. I don't have a brother, but you could be.
Bro culture is a term that refers to a specific subculture or social phenomenon associated with young men, typically characterized by certain attitudes, behaviors, and interests. It's often marked by a focus on camaraderie, that's us, a sense of brotherhood, you just called me a brother, and a shared set of values and activities. Shared activities is running.
Isn't that just being friends?
That's what I'm thinking. That's well,
the Briggity Friend Bobs. We can change it to that.
In bro culture, there's an emphasis on masculinity, athleticism. That's a hallmark for us.
Yeah.
And a carefree or laid-back lifestyle. Hence your jank shirt. Common elements of bro culture include a love for sports, particularly mainstream sports like football, basketball, and extreme sports. Bro culture often involves engaging in physical activities such as weightlifting, fitness, could be running, and outdoor pursuits like hiking or surfing. Bro culture is often associated with certain slang or catchphrases, specific fashion choices like athletic wear or casual clothing with a particular sense of humor characterized by banter, sarcasm, and lighthearted teasing among friends.
It sounds like a friendship. What's wrong with bro?
Overall, bro culture is a multifaceted and evolving phenomenon with both positive and negative aspects, and its definition may vary depending on context and an individual experience.
Well, I would think that we're a positively defined bro culture.
So in our description of Briggity Bro Bobs podcast, we're going to have to put a disclaimer of what our definition of bro culture is.
I think we need to work on that, yeah. We can put it on the Google Doc, Brad.
No. Your fucking Google Doc.
What is wrong with Google Doc?
It's such a teacher thing to do.
Well, Brad, I just...
Hey, there's this amazing feature that I found. It's called Google Docs, where we can share notes back and forth.
Well, how else are we going to do it? This is a written piece.
Text me. That's a written piece.
It's not as organic, Brad.
It's more bro.
It might be more bro.
Nobody that defines the bro culture is going to be using Google Docs.
Look, I guess then mildly fit into that mold.
Your Google Docs is like old man culture.
Well, what culture is it? Is it me being a teacher? Is it me being a middle-aged man? Is it me
all of the above?
Is it me just trying to make life easier for the two of us? We can share ideas without having to text. a paragraph.
I'm not using your Google Doc.
Brad, I put so much effort into that. It took me like 12 and a half seconds to put that together. I even look, I spent more time trying to figure out the font on that Google Doc than I did creating the damn chart.
Jeremy,
The font.
this
Thoughtful.
podcast
It's a bro font.
is over.
All right, dude. All right, bro.
All right, bro. All right, Briggity Bro. I'll talk to you next week, bro.
All right, bro Bob number 1.
I wish I don't think our first interview has got to be a Bob.
It has to be. I don't know any Bob. I do know a Bob, actually. Katie's cousin is a Bob. I don't know
Office
that
space. I've got a meeting with the Bobs.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Maybe we can look. We reach out to those guys. They come on as the Bobs on
The
our
Bobs.
podcast. They could be the Bobs.
We might be pigeonholing ourselves where becomes this just the interview channel for Bobs.
Look, there are worse channels out there, I'm sure.
I don't know. This one's going to be tough to beat.
All right.
Well, this concludes another episode, an exciting episode of Briggity Bro Bobs.
Briggity Bro Bobs.
Briggity Bro Bobs. I'll catch you later, dude.
All right, buddy.
See you, bro.
See ya, bro.